Hey guys, welcome to Trinity Football League Week 12. We've got some great matchups coming this week, and this is Thanksgiving week. Hope everybody is ready to eat a lot of turkey on Thanksgiving Day and to go shopping on Friday. I'm sure that some of us will be in the shopping malls on Friday, but hopefully everybody is ready for this long Thanksgiving weekend and a lot of games coming up in the NFL, a lot of key matchups, and I tell you, we've got some key matchups coming up in the Trinity Football League too, because we only have 2 weeks left of our regular season. 2 weeks to determine the top 6 that are going to the playoffs, and also those seedings within the top 6 are very much up for grabs. And this week coming up is going to be hard pressed to beat Week 11. Week 11 had some real drama in our league. Some close matchups, some high scoring. My goodness, 94 points was the low point total for the week. The low point total. 94 points at the beginning of the year, and you would have almost been assured of a win. At least had a 60 to 70% chance. But this week, 94 points got you on the bottom of the barrel. And wow, that was just unbelievable. I applaud each and every one of you this week for your attentiveness to the league and the way that you have embraced the waiver wire and have really tried to improve your teams. Even though you may not have the record to make the playoffs, you're still in there fighting and trying to improve the teams, setting your lineups every week so that you get the best out of your lineups or as best as possible. It was just an unbelievable week last week. Our award winners last week, Paul Hildreth gets our top dog award this week. The Sophia Slaw Cats scored 136 points this past week. Great job, Paul, for that, and congratulations on that. I get the Lucky Dog Award this week, and I do feel lucky. I only scored 95 points, and as I said before, 94 was the low. So there was only 2 teams, since we had a tie for the bottom, only 2 teams I could have played in one, and I happened to catch Mike on an off week this week and beat him 95 to 94, and I was really sweating it because Michael Vick had to convert that 2-point conversion at the very end of the, or close to the end of the Philly game Sunday night for me to pull out that 95-94 win. I was just really sweating it, and felt really fortunate to have pulled out that victory. Also, our Tough Break Award, and definitely this week, you were the tough break loser if you lost this week, because there were so many owners that scored over 100 points. 8 out of the 12 scored over 100 points. And the Tough Break Award goes to the L-Town Beatdown. Congratulations, Chris. And they were only one starter. If they had started Sproles over Jason Snelling, they would have pulled off probably the biggest upset in Trinity Football League history. They were that close. They lost 125 to 116. So congratulations, Chris, on the Tough Break Award, scoring 116 points. I know you've had a tough year, but this team is looking a little better as it's coming down the stretch here, and so you may be able to pull off an upset before it's over with. We'll just have to wait and see. Last week, I was 6-0. All right, 6-0 last week for my picks. That gives me a total of 42 and 24 for the year. Not where I would like to be, really, but getting better. We're going to try to see if we can do just as well this week, and let's see what we've got coming up on the schedule this week. Well, let's see. Let's start with Division 1. That's my division. And I have a 7-4 record right now, and I'm going up against a 3-8 Rob Hicks Westover Wallaroos. Rob started out strong, went in the first 2 of the year, but has fallen on hard times since. Has a good team, can beat anyone at any time, and I hope that I can put up a little bit better numbers this week. I know I'm going to need them to get past the Wallaroos than I did last week. Or just get lucky again. I don't know which. But anyway, I feel like that I can pull out this victory over the Wallaroos. If I do that, I'm really hoping to get the bye in the first round of the playoffs. That's what I'm really kind of keeping my fingers crossed for, because I've got some injury problems. Lost Hakeem Nicks for 3 weeks, and Kenny Britt's still out. Vincent Jackson picked a perfect time for me to come back for me. So hopefully, or to start the season, actually, this is the start of Vincent's season. Hopefully he can just step right in there and take up Hakeem Nicks' slack for a couple weeks. But anyway, I feel that I can beat the Wallaroos this week, but time will tell. We'll see. The next one is the other one in our division, Michael's Sirianni's Italian Stallions versus the Trinity War Dogs. Now, these are two teams that are on different paths, seems to be at this point. Craig had a tough start to the season, but it was won 3 straight. And since the Italian Stallions and I were tied for the divisional lead a couple weeks ago, he has lost 2 straight. So these are 2 5-6 teams, but the way things are working out, they are still in the hunt for the playoffs. And this one should be a real tough matchup. I believe that Michael's problems at quarterback will continue to haunt him, and that the War Dogs, based on the play of Phillip Rivers, who has just been unbelievable, hopefully he'll throw a few to Vincent Jackson this week. I believe that the Trinity War Dogs will pull this one out, and we'll get to 500 for the year. So I think that the Trinity War Dogs will beat the Stallions this week. The next one is Chris's surging L-Town Beatdown versus Craven Pines Soaring Condors, another team surging. As I stated last week, I believe that the Condors have a real chance to play spoiler, and as we all saw, they actually did that last week and in beating the Avengers. So I believe, though, that the Condors may have just a little bit of a breather this week. Won't be quite as, but you never know. You never know, because Matt Castle and Steve Johnson can go off at any time. They're looking really strong right now. Gives L-Town a chance to win, but I believe that Craven Pines just have too many weapons, and that they will beat the L-Town Beatdown this week. The other matchup in Division 2. This is going to probably decide who is going to be the Division 2 regular season champ. It could very well come down to this. LA Avengers needs a win. They're on a 3-game losing streak. The Intimidators have won 2 straight and seem to be on the way up. This should be another very close matchup. One of the big matchups of the week in the Trinity Football League. LA Avengers are led by Peyton Manning, who has struggled of late. So many injuries in his wide receiver core and running back core have put a lot of pressure on him, and he's not been able to perform up to his normal standards. So I think that the LA Avengers may be in just a little bit of trouble, and as I said last week, LA needs to turn this around, or they could risk missing the playoffs entirely. So I think, though, that the Archdale Intimidators have just too many weapons. Their whole lineup, it looks like an all-star team. So they're the Miami they're the Miami Heat of the Trinity Football League right now. The Intimidators are. Of course, Miami's not doing so well at the moment, but the Intimidators are. And I believe that the Intimidators will beat the Avengers this week and really muddy the waters as far as that 4, 5, and 6 playoff position goes. And Archdale could wrap up the Division 2 title with a victory this week, and I believe that they will. All right, the next matchup is another huge matchup in Division 3. As I've stated before, Division 3 is the most competitive division in our league. we've got Seagrove Shake and Bake that is 8-3, 2 7-4 teams, Sophia Slawcats and the T-ville Ligers, and then the Thomasville Jokers that are at 5-6. All of those teams can beat the other one at any given time. That is a very, very close division. And this matchup this week will go a long way in determining this particular division's regular season champ. And an almost sure first round bye. The Sophia Slawcats, Paul's team that won the Top Dog Award last week, versus Seagrove Shake and Bake. Both teams are real strong. Both of them have good matchups with their players this week. And I feel like this will be a very high scoring affair. The winner could possibly be our Top Dog Award winner this week. The loser could be the Tough Break Award. That's how high scoring I feel like this one will be. And I believe, and I'm just guessing here because, like I said, this one can go either way. I believe that Seagrove will overcome the Slawcats, but I really think it's going to be very close. And the reason I'm thinking that is Arian Foster and Michael Turner seem to have a little bit better as far as matchups are concerned. LaShawn McCoy for the Slawcats are going up against Chicago, which has a very good run defense. They're top 10 in run defense. LaDainian Tomlinson has seen his carries kind of diminish over the last few weeks, so not sure exactly what his production will be against Cincinnati. So we'll just have to wait and see. Slawcats are going to need big weeks from, and also Eli Manning with the receiving problems. We're not sure exactly who he's going to throw to since he's lost Steve Smith and now Hakeem Nicks for a few weeks. So let's see. We've got, I believe that the matchups are just a little bit better for Seagrove than they are for the Slawcats. So I'm going to give this one to Seagrove Shake and Bake for this week. The last one is the T-ville Ligers, Dustin's team, which up until this past week was on a roll, but they're still right in it with a 7-4 record versus the Thomasville Jokers. The Jokers have had a good season, lost a couple in the last 2 weeks. So this one is going to be another matchup that really could go either way. But I'm looking for the Ligers to be able to pull this off. Their wide receiver core is just solid, rock solid, with Terrell Owens and Brandon Lloyd and Johnny Knox this week. And then they've got Hines Ward they could put in if they want. Just an awesome wide receiver core that has carried them for most of this season and will continue to carry them. Tom Brady looks like he is on fire, and he's going up against Detroit, and I don't foresee Detroit giving Tom Brady much of a problem, so I look for the Ligers to pull this one out over the Jokers. All right, that's all I've got for this week. I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving, and good luck to everyone this weekend.